I came across an article on The Guardian today. It's a personal essay, really, where a 13-year-old opens up about being forcibly married off to a 29-year-old man in Iraq. While I don't make this kind of content on my personal page, the only reason I'm choosing to talk about this here is because currently it's Navratri and Durga Puja. It's that time of the month when we celebrate feminine energy in all its glory. Because apparently, year long worship of the feminine in our lives isn't enough. I would encourage you to read that essay because while you and me sit here in our posh apartments complaining about the AC not working or the fan not working or us having to go out in the rain, there are children, there are girls as young as 9-year-olds because currently that's the legal age for marriage in Iraq. As young as 9-year-olds losing their childhood, being forced into marriages that they aren't ready for mentally or physically. And I know what some of us are going to say. It's going to be so easy for us to just flip the narrative and say that, oh, that's how it happens in a certain religion or a certain faith. But I'm of the mindset that no religion or faith actually teaches people to erase half the population and take their rights away and, force them to become invisible. I do believe that it's the interpretation that has women at a disadvantage. It's going to be so easy for us to go this faith versus that faith, this political administration versus that political administration. But I really want you to think about how every day in our lives we disrespect the feminine energy. And it's sometimes so minutely embedded in our system that we don't even catch it. It's there every time we say that, oh, she's dusky, she should probably consider getting a skin lightening treatment, or oh, maybe she got where she is at work because of the way she looks or because of her gender. Or the times that we say that you're a woman, you should learn how to nurture and be good in the kitchen. Or during the times when, women serve the men in their family first and wait for them to finish their food before they start their own. And it's not easy to question any of that if you haven't been taught different. If you grew up in an environment that enables all of that, you're not going to learn to question it. How can 3 to 4 days of idol worship, of feminine energy, of the celebration of feminine energy, you visiting the idol, offering prayers, diyas, whatever it is that a person does, outlive all the bad karma that a person may have accumulated when they disrespect the feminine on a daily basis? When they hit their wives, treat their daughters as lesser than a son. These are instances in life where you're disrespecting the feminine on a daily. And then if you go up and show up at a temple or a mosque or a church and pray, I'm curious to know if it really outlives everything that you have done. Can we say with confidence that all the people that we see in a puja pandal are people who respect the feminine in their lives? I remember being 14 years old when I felt a man inappropriately touch me in a crowd while visiting one of these pandals. Now that I'm old enough to have thoughts on this, it's funny that he was in the same line as me, apparently celebrating feminine energy, because what in the world is this man celebrating when he can't respect a 14-year-old standing in a line in front of him? And this is just not mean, and it's not just a man. There are various other ways that the system disrespects the feminine every day. And to just turn around and say, nope, I'm going to worship these 3 to 4 days and things are going to be fine. No. I came across this post where, it said that the entire city, Calcutta, was flooded and it rained and poured heavily because Ma Durga felt the need to clean the ground before she stepped on it because the ground has disrespected women. And that holds true for not only a particular city but everywhere, irrespective of faith, religion, politics. And I really hope that these men, women, people worshipping the goddess look into their system and discard practices that do not respect the feminine. Shubho Sharodiya. Take care.